everything around me. Green, get the money, dollar bill, yo.
What's up, guys? Got some more Crowfall action for you today. The Crowfall $50,000 ECS tournament concluded today, and it was very cool to see the team I predicted, YggBrasil, win. YggBrasil is a Brazilian guild. It's a clever take on YggDrasil, the Tree of Life, but Brazil, the country. It's a Brazilian guild. It's kind of clever. I like the name. But it was cool to see these guys win. I like being right, and I'm right again, of course. And they ended up winning ever since the first qualifier. As soon as I saw how these guys played defensively, I absolutely thought they were going to win, just because they play the game defensively very well. And I know that's not like a very sexy skill to have, but to see these guys get in situations where somebody should have died, or where other people would have probably panicked and had somebody die on their team, they didn't. They just didn't die, or they recovered. And as somebody who's played a lot of WoW arenas, that is a better skill to have than to be the guy that sets the kills up. If you're the guy that can just live the quote-unquote live lords, that's far better. It's a great skill to have, and those guys really didn't crack under the pressure. And there was a few times in the finals where a lot of people were saying, they're gonna get eliminated here, and they didn't. They just didn't get eliminated. They had guys real low, kept them up, and I don't know, it was pretty cool to see them do that. And ever since I saw them do that in the first qualifier, I absolutely thought they were gonna win, and I think they had the right mentality, and they did end up winning. So it's cool to get that right. And also, it was kind of a wholesome win. These guys haven't been like poop socking the game for 5 years like some of these other players have. They have been playing the game for about a year and a half, so they're certainly not noobs. But many people didn't think they were a real, a lot of people considered them to be a non-factor. Even like the casters, to a degree, kind of were like, oh, these guys, it'd be crazy if they won. I was like, what, really? But yeah, no, absolutely. It was cool. It was very wholesome to see them win. And honestly, it's a lot bigger of a win for them than for anyone else due to the currency conversion. So $25,000 USD, which is what they won. They won $25,000 US dollars. That's 131,000 real, which is the Brazilian currency. They're basically over 5xing their money in their home country currency. So that's a big win for them. And I don't know, they're just a fun group of players, and it was cool to see them win. I don't know. They really, I don't know. It's just fun. I liked it. I like seeing that. They were my pick to win for that reason. Maybe it's a little bit of optimism, but I guess the Crowfall hunger gods have blessed us today and given us what we wanted, or at least a lot of people were very excited to see that. Actually, I don't know anybody that was upset except for maybe the other teams that they won. The community overall seems to really like that they won. So, and I'm one of them. So good for them. A lot of really solid players in this final. We did see some aggression. Actually, we saw some aggression from YggBrasil, which was the team that ended up winning. To be honest, their aggression was really a non-factor. Like, they went after Vanguard Black, who was a lot of people's favorite to win. They went after them and just chased them around. It didn't really mean much. Like, right now, the way Hunger Dome is structured, there are some pointless fights you can get into, and that ultimately was a pointless fight for both teams. It really just didn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things. So, they were playing aggressively. I honestly expected them to just turtle up and play smart the entire time and just, play to their strength, which is just surviving. But they did go after Vanguard Black. So, I mean, you can't fault them. You can't say, they just turtled the whole time and just tanked. But I mean, they were fighting a lot of the time too. So, I don't know. They absolutely earned it. There's no asterisk put next to this. They fucking outright earned it. So, good for them. The tournament itself, I think, was very well ran, especially considering the short notice. Even not considering the short... For this being their first tournament they've ran for this game, pretty good. I mean, there weren't any technical issues. Like, seriously, none. Like, there weren't any, DCs or lag, or the internet didn't go out, or the power didn't go out. There weren't, we didn't have a silver stripes or silver scrapes moment. Everything was on time, ended on time for the most part. I don't know. Ran pretty smoothly in that regard. The Twitch drops were excellent. I mean, really excellent. Like, the emotes and the mounts and the badges, the art, it was great. I mean, some of these dances, like the Stand Alive dance, that's fantastic. That's really cool, and it's going to be cool to have that stuff later down the road if Crowfall does end up surviving as a game. That kind of stuff will be really cool to look back on and be like, hey, look at this. I got this, Staying Alive, Michael Jackson dance or whatever, right? So, yeah. thought the tournament overall was run very well. However, the Hunger Dome game mode itself absolutely needs some changes to encourage aggression. They did make a change mid-tournament to grant a hunger buff based off of entire team eliminations, aka your team has to kill the last guy on another team to get a hunger debuff or a hunger buff that lets you take less damage. Unfortunately, eliminating an entire team, especially if they're competent, is very, very difficult. We saw this happen many times where a team would kill 4 out of 5 members or 3 out of 5 members, and that last guy would get away. It's not great. It's not great. I'm sure I hope they didn't want to do it like that because, I don't know, man, anybody that's actually played the game mode knows that actually fully eliminating a team, especially if they're smart, is almost impossible. So what I would like to see them do is not have that be per team elimination, have it be a smaller buff per kill, and have some sort of unique internal cooldown per player for each, buff, right? If that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. But to where you can't just farm the same team over and over again, have it be a unique internal cooldown of, the same character. If you kill the same character, it only counts once every 15 minutes, something like that, right? I think that's far better. I think the game will be played considerably different because honestly, there was 11 out of the 12 teams, the final circle. Like, that's crazy. That's absolutely ridiculous. Because the players are smart enough to do the calculations. They know that eliminating a full team and actually getting credit for that elimination you put all that time and resources into that fight is very difficult. It's quite frankly impossible. So almost all of the teams didn't even bother to get into fights because it's just not worth it. Quite frankly, I mean, the incentives aren't there. But if it was per kill, not per elimination, you would see the player behavior change quite a bit. And I'm hoping they end up changing it to be that, give a smaller buff, but have it be per player kill rather than per elimination, total elimination. Other than that, I would like to see, obviously a ranked ladder for Hunger Dome for just like normal play will be great. I'm sure that's coming. They're going to have a matchmaking system of some sort, but dude, just a basic leaderboard, just a basic black and white web page with just this guy is the highest ranked. Here's the top 100 Hunger Dome players. That would go a long way. Just that alone would get the competitive juices flowing. So yeah, overall, pretty happy with everything. In terms of what's been happening to Crowfall as a game, a lot of just polish updates. We had the brand new player experience come out, which is pretty spiffy. I mean, it's pretty well done. I'm pretty sure this is close to their final iteration of that. I think they're adding on a little bit more, but I think for the most part, it's almost done. And we also have had hot zones get released, and hot zones are essentially a way to focus PvP in the world. And a hot zone is going to be double the item drops and I think they want to do double the resources as well. And basically I think it changes every hour. Oh, every so often. I'm not sure on the specifics. Every so often the hot zone will change. So this zone will be the hot zone where it's double resources, double experience, whatever. Then it switches to another zone, and that way, at some of the off hours, there's kind of a hot spot. Hot zone, hot spot. There's a best place to farm and do stuff, and hopefully that will, focus people in certain areas at, off hours or, honestly, even prime time, dude. I bet prime time it's going to be popping in these hot zones. So that's what's been going on in Crowfall. I have not been playing the game a ton. I know some of you guys probably have realized I haven't been playing a ton of Crowfall. I've been streaming Overwatch, and I've really been trying to avoid the game intentionally. I've been playing Crowfall for years at this point, right? I've been playing it the entire testing time, and I think a release is going to be soon. So I want to be fresh for that. I'm absolutely still keeping up with the game. I'm still paying attention to all the patch notes. If something changes, like if Duelist gets a revamp, bet your ass I'm going to be on the test server testing the crap out of it. But I've been playing the game casually. I'm still going to be playing, obviously, but I'm not going to sit here and just grind the game out in the beta, killing myself, trying to get a bunch of stuff done in the beta when I think the launch is going to be fairly soon. At least I hope so. So that's kind of my stance on Crowfall. I'm very excited for the game, but I also don't want to play the hell out of the beta because I just know, dude, when this game actually comes out, it's on. Like, it is on like Donkey Kong. It's going to be wild. The stream's going to be popping. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then we have New World coming around the corner here in July 20th. That should be pretty fun. I'm trying to find somebody with alpha access that I can leech off of. That would be great. If you know anybody, or if you are that person, hook me up, dog. I want to play this fucking thing. So yeah, that's what's been going on. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.